Hello BookTube, this is Lindy. Welcome to Lindy's Magpie Reads. So, because it's Tuesday, I was originally thinking I'd do a tag, but then I found out that it is World Parrot Day today, May 31st. That is something that was started in 2004 by the World Parrot Trust, a conservation organization. I found out from a post on Facebook actually about the kakapo, which is a large flightless parrot in New Zealand, and it is critically endangered. And this was a very hopeful announcement from Kakapo Rescue, a New Zealand governmental organization, that said that 55 chicks of the current breeding season are surviving and doing well. And this is really great news because the total of all kakapos alive today is under 200. I think it's 197 right now, according to the Kakapo Rescue website. I did talk about kakapos, back at the beginning of this year. My second Friday reads, January 14th, I think it was. So if you want to see one of my early videos, I will link below where I talk about the book Kakapo Rescue by Montgomery. And in that video, I also linked to a BBC video about a very overly friendly kakapo that was trying to mate with the videographer. So you can revisit that if you like. I'm going to put in a photo that I saw as part of the World Parrot Day announcement, a photo of a kakapo, and you can see in this picture why one of the other names for the kakapo is moss chicken. And thanks to my friend Claire in Auckland for bringing World Parrot Day to my attention. Back when I was visiting Claire in 2017 or 2018, sometime around then, my sweetie and I happened to see that there was a placard announcement on the docks that they were looking for volunteers for a repopulation of a kind of parakeet, the kakariki, to one of the islands next to Auckland that they had made predator free. And so they were repopulating this island with kakariki. And so we signed up and we got to go out as volunteers. Lori took photos, so I'll see if I can dig up any of them, but I know there's at least one photo of me assisting. So the birds, each one was in a box, and they were flown in by helicopter so that they would be in captivity for as least time as possible. And then volunteers, we all opened the boxes and released them at the same time. And there were other things in place to help them establish themselves there on the island. And from what I've heard, they're doing well. So that's pretty exciting. I have one book about a parrot to tell you about. It's actually a combination memoir and nature writing, and it's called Tuco by Brian Brett. The subtitle is The Parrot, the Others, and a Scattershot World. So Brian Brett lives on Vancouver Island on a rural property. He's been there many years and he's written many books. This one focuses on a rescue parrot that he lived with for 30 years. And Tuco, an African gray, I think, had just quite a personality. And Brett has great anecdotes about Tuco. When Tuco wanted to trick Brian into coming back into the house, he would mimic the sound of a telephone and then mimic the sound of Brian's wife saying, calling him in, "It's for you." And after being tricked a few times, Brian wised up to it and he would answer back, "Who is it?" And then, since there wasn't a response, he knew that it was the parrot. In the early days, the road past their property, there weren't very many cars that went by. And Tuco was a real party parrot. And so when he would hear a car, he would start yelling, "Hi, hi, it's party time. You, come on in." And then if the car continued up the hill, then there'd be silence, and then sometimes a big sigh from Tuco with a "ah," like really sad. So these funny stories would be in the book. They're interspersed with some quite dark moments. Brett was born with a genetic disorder called Kallman syndrome, which made him look very androgynous. He had many difficulties in his earlier life, and the memoir is it's full of this warm-hearted wonder. Like he talks about it, it's possible to be both beautiful and monstrous at the same time. He talks about how much Tuco taught him about otherness and respect for otherness. So I do highly recommend this memoir. And another parrot book that I've been meaning to read for a long time is The Wild Parrots of Telegraph Hill by Mark Bittner. Now, I know it's also been made into a film, and so I'd like to know if you've both read and watched, or one or the other, what do you think? Is it worth a read? Does it stand up over the test of time? I think it was, I don't know, back in 2004, 2005, something like that, that it came out. So yes, let me know if you've read it, or if you've watched the film, or both, and what you think. So happy World Parrot Day, and I will see you all soon. Bye, and thanks for watching.